Good afternoon. My name is Kaustubh Narayan, and I'm a student in BMS College of Engineering, currently in 8th semester, and I'm in Information Science department. So, the paper which I would be presenting today is as shown above, which is Android MOOC, blended MOOC, intertwined with the curriculum for outcome-based education. So, I would just start my presentation. Yeah, so basically we wanted to wanted to experiment in a different way of learning a particular course. So we had two courses or two experimentations in that particular year. One was blended MOOC, which I would be talking later in the presentation, and the first one is Android MOOC. So we use MOOC as a medium of uh, having a different kind of education and trying to use MOOC as a medium of learning itself. And we wanted in the Android MOOC, we basically wanted to introduce the students to the whole concept of software development, right from iterative method of learning. For example, we wanted to introduce agile methodologies like pair programming, rapid application development, and also in the end have an app expo, which would basically mean that they would develop their app and in the end they would present it to the whole college and defend their idea or defend their design and or defend how their app solves the actual problem which they have taken up. So I would be going into the Android MOOC first. So Android MOOC was a MOOC which was conducted by Udacity, and this was a sponsored MOOC, meaning we had a Google student ambassador in our college. He had the opportunity of uh, conducting this MOOC in our college. So this MOOC was conducted throughout the world. I think 15 countries participated, and it was all the countries were taking the MOOC at the same time. So it was like a big community of people taking the same course at the same time. And so the whole MOOC was organized like this. The Google Student Ambassador had to choose a facilitator, meaning a person who is proficient with Android programming, and that was selected by Google end of the day. And that person would visit the campus once in a week. And this whole MOOC was a 6-week course. So basically what the students needed to do was they look at the videos for week 1, and at the end of the week all of them would meet together in the campus and do the same code sprint to clear the doubts then and there. So in this way the success rate for completion of the MOOC was high. And this was a 6-week course, like I said, and the entire idea was to build one app. The app was called Sunshine app, which was again it was a course developed by Udacity themselves. So throughout the week, each week they used to build one particular feature onto the app. So in this way they learned how to break down your end project into different goals or different modules, and each week they implemented that particular module. And this is the flow diagram as shown on the screen. As we can see, it was a 6-week course, hence the loop there, and end of each week we had a code sprint. So whenever and wherever they had any doubt regarding any part of code, or if they're not able to implement any particular stuff, so we used to go and we used to all help together and get all the doubts solved. Once the 6 weeks were done, the final goal of the MOOC was to have a final project. So we had a ideation day or ideation session to decide what the project ideas would be. So we gave students time, or we used this art of steps to be followed when you think of an idea. So once the ideas were cleared, we formed, and yeah, the projects were done individually. We didn't have any team projects, but during the code sprints, we used to make them form pairs and do code sprints as a pair. So in that way we achieved pair programming in that area, but we thought it would be better to have an individual prepare his own complete project. So once the ideas were decided upon and ideas were certified by the facilitator and the organizer, they had to develop it within a week. And once they were all ready, they had a parameter check, which was the must-haves for the project. And that was circulated among all the students. And once the app was completed, we conducted an event called App Expo, wherein all the successfully completed projects were displayed in college, and the entire department came to view the projects, and we had a voting system to decide the top 10 projects. Once the projects were decided, we had to actually from our end choose the top 3 projects which were supposed to be sent to Udacity for review. And the out of these 3, if all the conditions were satisfied, Udacity would choose one project and would give that one person the certificate, the certified Android certificate, which is worth about 30,000. So that's what I meant by a sponsored MOOC. So they sponsored this one student's certified certificate. So that is the whole flow diagram or the whole structure in the way the whole Android MOOC happened. And in this entire MOOC, we focused on agile methodology of development. So we constantly iterated and we constantly focused on rapid prototyping rather than, say, thinking out completely for the entire 6 weeks and developing one project. So we encouraged a lot of rapid prototyping, which taught the students completely of how or what is the advantages of such methodologies. And yeah, definitely by doing this pair programming methodology, they really understood, even though one person is coding, each line a person writes, the other person gets to review it. So in that way, the quality of the code also was high. So they got the first-hand experience of getting used to this kind of methodology, and this will definitely make them a better coders, or at least are exposed to such methodologies. And yeah, like I said, the pair programming, this is how they completed and they helped each other in solving each other's problems and helped each other grow in the entire 6 weeks course. And like I said, the App Expo instilled a sense of ownership for ownership for their project. So when end of the day, when they finish a particular project, if they feel that they have done it themselves, or if they feel a sense of ownership, that will definitely help them or give them the motivation, and has given them the motivation and the confidence to pursue many such more projects. And having such projects or having such MOOCs on a regular basis helps to increase the resource base in a college. So for example, now we started off with only one person who was able to teach. Now at the end, we have about 22 people who are well versed with the complete features or complete features of using Android or different kinds of apps. So in this way, we can have evangelists on campus who can help more people, and this will increase a particular resource pool in the college itself. So that's what we did in Android MOOC. And these are the different categories of apps in which people have built. This is a small, say, sample out of them. So there are different categories which different domains which students have chosen, and different kinds of apps which they have built. So in the apps, out of these, the apps which have won is the software testing app, which is called Bug Book, the finance app, which is Stock Market, and the knowledge or updation app, which is Eatwise. So basically, this Bug Book project was this Android app built by a first-year student. So he has built this app which will help people test their project or test their software. So with this app, they can report bugs, and organizer or the person who's circulated a software or the particular coder can even review his bug statuses. So in this way, he can keep track of the complete testing process. So this is like a distributed kind of testing, wherein they distribute the software among each one, and whenever they find a bug, they can log it through this Bug Book app. And this finance app is a simple stock market app wherein the student has built an app which would highlight the current trends in the stock market and the best performing and the non-best performing, see all the analysis, and gives them in a simple UI interface. And knowledge updation apps and the games and the public apps are all apps which are meant to solve particular problems. For example, Eatwise is an app which would suggest you what to eat based on your mood. So if you would suggest your mood, or if you enter in your mood, it would suggest what kind of food you can eat or what kind of food you shouldn't eat. So that's the kind of apps which they built after 6 weeks. And after this also, they have gone on to conduct these kind of sessions for the future juniors who have come in. So in this way, this has built a complete resource pool in the college, which has helped students to teach themselves and improve themselves as a whole instead of a single person improving in a particular field. And the second MOOC which we did in college was the blended MOOC. So the first one was Android MOOC and the second one is a blended MOOC. In the blended MOOC, there was a course plan, or the curriculum was framed by IIT Bombay. So in this, IIT Bombay has a particular project called IIT Bombay X, in which they give MOOCs from their campus or their professors, in particular Mr. Deepak Pathak. So in this, they have a MOOC which they do it for the complete semester, and our college has blended this MOOC into the curriculum. So for example, each quiz or each assignment which they provide is integrated into our marking system or grading system itself. So in this way, even the course which our college has done is revolving around the course or the curriculum framed by IIT Bombay. So each quiz or assignment is graded by IIT Bombay itself. Outside that, even our college had their own marking system of internal marks and the final semester exam. But other than that, they have blended their grading assignments and their quizzes into the complete credit system and the grading system to have a bigger importance for their MOOC as well. And the lab, our college, which was not part of the IIT Bombay's curriculum. So in this way, they have blended a MOOC program into our college curriculum itself. The subject which we chose was programming with C++. So this is a nationwide MOOC program wherein many colleges have taken part. But we made this into a blended MOOC which blended into our curriculum itself. So for an example, you can see in this figure 2. So this is a kind of a progress chart which a student gets. So GQ is a general quiz and GPA is a programming assignment. So they have quizzes and they have assignments, both of them. And you need to give, I think quizzes at this time it was taken, the student has given 3 quizzes and he has given 2 programming assignments. So in this way, the complete progress of the student is tracked, and because it is given value in terms of your grading system itself, this even helps in having an added motivation or incentive to give more priority to MOOC as well. And this blended MOOC has actually focused on good practices in programming suggested by IIT Bombay themselves. So these are the different platforms in which they worked on, for example, GCC and CodeBlock, and focused more on the programming assignments had input and solution kind of validation method. So they had to upload their own solutions or their own code, which would be tested against the actual solutions of that particular input. So in this way, the assignments were graded, and on grading, the results would be given back to the college, which would be used in the final grading of the student themselves. So that's what I had to share with you all today. So if you have any questions, you could I would be open to any questions now.
Thank you. If the audience have any questions, please type them in the chat box. Both models are interesting, but perhaps you can share some more details about how you integrated the second one with your curriculum.
Sure. So actually, I had done the Android MOOC itself. The other model was in detail done by Ms. Rajeshwari ma'am. So she couldn't make it to this webinar, but I would try my best. So basically, what they have done is this was done with experimented with 5 sections. That is 3 sections of computer science and 2 sections of information science. So in this, what they have done is this is the first time they've done in our college, wherein each week, whatever curriculum is taught by IIT Bombay's weekly plan or weekly curriculum, the same would be taught by the teacher in the classroom itself. So in this way, the concepts are reiterated in class and any doubts are cleared by the teacher themselves. But there are certain topics which are not covered in the curriculum which we have it in our syllabus. So those topics are also taught in the weekly plan. So after that, the entire procedure or the deadlines of quizzes and programming assignments are totally with IIT Bombay. And once the quizzes marks comes in, they add that as an assignment or other grading patterns into the internal marks. So other than that, we have our own internal written exam which the students have to write, and we have a lab component which was not included in the IIT Bombay's course. So those two are the extra courseware which our college had to do, but mainly we took the MOOC as a pillar around which the curriculum was built around. So in that way, they did the entire process of blending in the MOOC into the current curriculum.
Thank you, Kaustubh. That was the only question, and we will send you a recording soon.
Sure. Thank you.